Are you thinking about a river cruise, but you hear so many negative things about river cruising that you're just unsure? Well, then this video is for you. Stay tuned. My guest today to help me with misconceptions about river cruises is Lauren Matthews of Cruise and Travel Specialists. Hi, Lauren. Welcome to Just River Cruises on RTE-Travel Talk.
Hi, Ken. Glad to be here.
Great to have you back.
Thanks.
We talk a lot about river cruises on this channel. And one of the things I'd like to deal with today is, because I see it all the time in the comments, is people have misconceptions about just what's going on with a river cruise. So I was hoping today we could spend a little time going over some of the misconceptions. You good with that?
I would love to.
Perfect. So the first one that I've got, Lauren, is river cruises are a snooze fest. They're only for older folks, and they're boring as all get out. What do you have to say about that?
So I always think that's a funny one because river cruises you have to be active, right? Because you can't, it's really not geared towards people that just want to sit and kind of watch the world go by. Like if you have one grandparent or something that just wants to be with the family and, he's okay or she's okay with sitting on the ship while everyone does things. But during the day, you're walking, you could be tied up to several boats, you're walking through them. You're not going to sit on the ship and really see anything during the day except for your neighbors. So you really have to be able to get off and do things. And quite frankly, it's a lot of the time, it's pretty go, go, go. You're up, you're having breakfast, you're going onto the shore and you're making the most of your day. I think people think older. And I also think that's in the eye of the beholder because I don't know. I used to think 40 was old and, here we are. So it's definitely in the eye of the beholder. My first river cruise, I was 25 and I was certainly the youngest on the ship at the time. And it was Christmas market, which does tend to lean a little older. It really just depends. And different cruise lines go different ways. But quite frankly, I had a wonderful time. I mean, I was inviting people to my wedding on that cruise. So obviously I made friends and we had a great time. It's not so much about the age, but about the activity level of people and the interests. And I think that that's what's really fun about this is that while you might not be in the same graduating class, you probably have something in common.
Perfect. As they say, 40 is the new 30 and 65 is the new 40.
There we go. Perfect. And that's the great thing is it is funny. The older we get, we're like, oh, I mean, when I look at my mom, I used to think that however old she is was old and it's just not, she's just like living her best life. She's out there traveling and golfing and living her semi-retired life, I guess. I don't even know if you could call it that because we work all the time, but she's fun, I mean, I love going and doing things with her and
it's rock. It's rock and roll.
Exactly. Like, she can out party me. I'm like, Mom, I need to go to bed. Like I'm exhausted. She's like, oh, come on. So you never know.
Like if Paul McCartney and Keith can do it in their 80s, we're going to keep going. So
exactly.
So anyway, I'm digressing here.
I love it.
The other misconception, like people say, I'm not interested in a river cruise because it is actually boring when I compare it to the ocean cruise that I was on.
Okay, so when I talk to people about river cruises, I always say we need a new word. They are not the same. They are very hard to compare. And yes, if you are going to expect or want or need a Broadway show or an ice skating rink or a magician or whatever, there's a billion things. And there are a billion things on ocean cruises. It's a just completely different product. So it's kind of like saying like, oh, that hotel is boring. You know what I mean? Because most of the time you're going to be off the ship. At night, you're going to be, quite frankly, in my case, recovering from this like go, go, go day and having dinner and enjoying maybe a local artist that they bring on or just having a, after dinner drink with friends and talking and going over the next day's plans. But to compare them is really silly. It's just, there's no comparison. Ocean cruises are great for those big, exciting things and that kind of entertainment. This is a much more immersive cultural experience.
Exactly. At the end of the day, it's not really a fair comparison.
It's not. I mean, river cruising is so much closer to a floating hotel than it is a cruise.
So the next one's a biggie. River cruises are expensive. What's your take on that?
Well, again, expensive is in the eye of the beholder, and there are river cruises that are less expensive. There are river cruises that are more expensive. It depends on what's important to you, what you prioritize, what you will use on those river cruises as far as, excursions and drinks, and if you're a foodie or if you're not that into really extravagant experiences. But when you look at the cost of hotels and food and transportation, entertainment, excursions, it is a great value. And that's what I help people to interpret is, so we'll go through it. This is your kind of your cost per day per person. And when you really break that out, it turns out to be a great value, which quite frankly, it has to be, because why else would they sell out constantly?
Exactly. So really, if you were to take a European river cruise and you broke it down cost per person per day, and then you compared that to try to create the same kind of a tour on land with hotels and excursions, this, that, and the other thing, it's going to come in at a lot more money.
Exactly. And it also is the piece of knowing that, like, instead of packing and going on a train or packing and navigating roads in a different country, you're sleeping while they sail, and you get to wake up in the next place, and you don't have to worry about, the train's late, or what if we get lost, or whatever it is. So there's a lot of that. Is it more expensive to like backpacking through Europe? Absolutely. Completely different experience. So there's a time and a place for everything.
Definitely makes sense. Now, what about the idea that river cruises are small and cramped when we think about accommodations?
So when people think about river cruises, again, you can't compare it to a ship that holds thousands of people. And quite frankly, the rooms, it depends on the ship, but the rooms are really just a place to unwind, sleep, and go. You're not having sea days. You're not sitting in there just all day and oh, I'm just going to hang out here and do that. But there's still a lot of great things. There's still, on many of the cruise lines, have gyms and spas and pools and hot tubs. And the deck upstairs is, again, so different because there's always public areas with room for you. They're not full up. When you go on a bigger ship and you are like, oh no, we didn't get a seat for that, or oh, there's no chairs on the deck. That just doesn't happen on river cruises. It's very different.
Interesting. Now, moving on, while Europe is a popular destination for river cruises, it's not the only place that they're available, right?
It is not the only place. The Nile River, for example. Egypt is fabulous and a wonderful experience. As to the Nile, there is the Amazon, there's the Mekong River, Colombia, the country, not the river, where I'm nearby. There are even ones in the United States. There are actually some on the Columbia River, and there's some on the Mississippi. And there's some really neat options for those that like to stay or need to stay close to home, but they're really worldwide, and it's going to keep expanding because as people river cruise and they do all of them, they're kind of looking at the company saying like, well, where are we going next? And we keep coming up with more places.
Exactly. The variety of destinations is truly global.
Well, and even Europe. I mean, there's so many different rivers in Europe. So even if you're like, well, I've done the Rhine and the Danube, it's like, no. We've got France, we've got Portugal, like we've got all, you go down into Bucharest, like there's just so much more to do that people, I think those are the two that most people think of the most. But then once they actually look at it, they're like, whoa, there's a lot more that we can do.
Absolutely. Any final thoughts for our viewers on river cruises?
I would say the best way to find out what river cruising is like is to go on one. It's really hard for people to understand river cruising without experiencing it. And that's why with us, like, we are big on going and exploring and seeing it, because experiencing it is 9/10 of the part. You can tell somebody all day what it's like, but everybody has a different interpretation and everyone has a different understanding and experience of fun and what's enjoyable to them. But there are lots of options, and I have yet to be bored or cramped.
I have to agree on that. I've been on lots of ocean cruises and a few river cruises. The cruise that always stood out for me to this day is that first river cruise that I took. It's always there in my memory. It comes to top of mind all the time. You experience it, you get home and think, wow, that was great.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a really neat experience. And I have got thousands of clients that agree.
Yeah. Well, this is fantastic, Lauren. If folks wanted to reach out to you about a possible river cruise in Europe or elsewhere, how would they do that?
So my information is below. Call, text, email, whatever works for you works for me. And I would love to chat with you and help you experience it for yourself and not, don't listen to the misconceptions, because again, everyone has a different reality and it's hard to take other people's experiences as your own.
Exactly. Don't pay attention to the people that are growling, because that's only a microcosm of people that have had a fantastic time.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, this is great. Any thoughts on where we're off to next month?
Oh, where are we off to, Ken?
I have no idea. We'll have to get our thinking caps on.
That sounds great. I know. We'll have to get those on and see where we're heading off in the globe next.
All right. Well, with that, Lauren, I'm going to just wish you safe and happy travels, and we hope to see you soon.
All right. Thanks, Ken.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
And that about wraps it up for today, folks. A very special thanks to my guest, Lauren Matthews of Cruise and Travel Specialists. If you'd like to reach Lauren about a possible river cruise vacation, I will leave her contact information in the description. If you'd like to reach us with a suggestion for a future video or an interview, you can send a question to questions@realtravelexperts.com. Visit our website, realtravelexperts.com, or simply leave a comment. We always respond. And as always, folks, if you enjoy this content, a like, subscribe, share, and ring of the bell is certainly appreciated and helps us to spread the word. So until next time, happy travels.